If you're looking to get yourself some brand new games, Xbox Live membership or more, you can check out g2a.com. Link is in the description below. Using that link helps out the channel, and you can also use the code JAY for 3% off your first purchase.
Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to another ARK Survival Evolved video on the PS4. Now first of all, I've got to say I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded for a few days, but as I'm sure you guys know, I had a couple of problems. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I've got a horrendous cold, which I'm just getting over. I would have sounded so much worse than I sound today if I'd have recorded in the last day or two, and obviously that combined with getting everything ready for Christmas and all that kind of stuff was very difficult to record. However, I will now be trying to resume the daily videos, so you can look forward to daily content unless my illness gets a lot worse, which I don't think it will. I think I'm at the good end of it now. And yeah, I hope you guys all had an amazing Christmas. We did. We didn't get raided, which was super nice. Nothing really too crazy happened here on the ARK, and today I'm just going to be showing you around the base. We're not going to raid people today. It's still kind of Christmas time. It's actually Boxing Day while I'm recording this, so all that good cheer and whatever. I might even go and give some cool stuff to people. Now, if we can, let's try and hit 2,000 likes a day, guys. Can we do that? That would be an awesome Christmas present for me. We've been smashing 1,000. It's been super easy for you guys to hit 1,000. Let's give you a bit of a challenge, see if we can hit 2,000. That would be super nice. I massively appreciate that. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a little bit more of a tour of the base and kind of explain why we're doing what we're doing, and just do some of the daily chores so you guys can get a general idea of what it takes to run this kind of size base. And there's only 4 of us in this tribe now, and well, it's only me on at the moment. There's normally only 1 or 2 people on at a time, so managing a base this size is no joke really. So there is a lot of daily chores that needs to get done before we even go out and consider either expanding or raiding anyone, all that kind of stuff. So let's start off with some of the tames. Let's go have a little look at some of the tames we got. I think these are some of the freshest tames. We decided to get ourselves some T-Rexes because it's actually ×3 taming, I think, at the moment, which is making it super cool time to get tames that take a while. We've got the T-Rexes because if we see over here, these scorpions, they're not actually used for anything other really than laying eggs. You can see we've got some of them facing towards us and some facing away. All the ones facing away are the females. They've got the mate boost, although I'm not sure if that does actually help with the eggs on scorpions. Scorpions are a bit of a funny one, but they've been laying eggs for us, which helps us make kibble for T-Rex. We've actually got like hardly any eggs at the moment because we've already used them. So anyway, with those eggs you get from then, we have been taming the T-Rexes. We got this super low level male just to get the mate boost, but this female was actually a pretty good Rex. We went for a tanky Rex. You can see it's got over 17,000 health. It started off with about 5,500 health, which actually isn't bad for a T-Rex when it comes to health. When you knock out a T-Rex that's about level 130 to 150, ideally you want it to have 6,000 or 7,000 health. That's when you're looking at the top tier of health for T-Rexes, and this one is this one was about 5.5, so it's not an amazing one, but it's a pretty good one, and we've leveled it. Now, why T-Rexes? Why not a Giga or something like that? Now, we might get a Giga in the end, but as you can see, this just kind of fits our base size really well. These T-Rexes, they fit the size of the base really well. We're hoping to have quite a few of them in the end. If you can imagine raiding this base while us being on super tanky T-Rexes defending here is going to be quite difficult. So when it comes to tames and defending your base, have a little think about what kind of tames do kind of fit your base design and why. You can see we've got 2 bears here. We've got a dire Quetz, which is a bear that was a low level bear, but we pumped everything into weight, and you can see we have got 1,322 weight, so a great tame for collecting. Now obviously there are lots of different tames that are good for collecting berries or wood or whatever, so just make the most of whatever you have in your situation. We've got loads of bears in this area, so we went with bears. They're really good. They've got great stamina, great health. They're good for getting prime meat from the penguins as well. As you can see, this one has 1.13 weight. We haven't even put anything into weight on this one, but it's got amazing health and stamina, so this one will also be quite good for base defense. I'm going to pump another one in weight there. Look at that. That's one of the best animations you can get. Look at that. Bentley, what an absolute legend. So yeah, bears are quite good, and we've got a Procoptodon as well. These things have decent weight as well. You can see 850 weight. We use these for farming, and we use them to carry our stuff. We've got the dire wolf here as well. I would look like to have quite a few dire wolves and stuff. You can see it's like has decent health. We did have a what should I level on this? I think I'm going to level stamina. That's always useful on the wolves. Oh damn, it's got a few levels. Let's do a bit of health as well. So yeah, the wolves are quite useful for going around and collecting stuff. We'll go outside in a minute and do some of that, because we need to do some of that for the daily chores. So what have we got around here? We have got dung beetles in our cages. If you don't know about dung beetles, they'll produce your fertilizer, which we need a lot of to fill up these plant species that we've got. You can see these are absolutely full to the brim with fertilizer, and we need more and more fertilizer to be produced, so we can put more and more of these up. Very, very annoying to deal with plant species if you're trying to raid. So we've got 4, which I think is plenty for a base of almost any size. We keep them locked in these cages. You can get 2 in a cage. You have to have them on enable wandering, and you have to put poop inside of them. Now I should probably fill these up with more poop, but I want to show you guys around the base before I start doing the daily chores. So the Phiomia is here to give us the poop. If you didn't know, you force feed these things stimberries. Look how much fertilizer we've got in this one. Oh my dear, you force feed them stimberries, and they will give you poop, which you put in these, and then it gives you fertilizer. So very nice. All of that is just so that we can keep our plant species up. Now you can look at our plant species configuration. The reason I've done it like this, originally I put them up high like this, up on the ceilings, just so no one could come along and actually take out the fertilizer while they were growing, although it's never really a bad idea to have them up there rather than on the ground, because when they're on the ground, when people are trying to drain them, sometimes they can run up to them and take the fertilizer out quite easily, but like this is kind of difficult. Also, they're spaced out like this because when you actually want to take out plant species X and you're trying to do a raid, it makes it easier if they're grouped together in a small space, because one RPG can take out a lot of them. When they're actually spaced out like we've got here, it makes it more difficult to actually take them out, because you have to drain them almost individually. Obviously we've got turret towers as well around, always good for protection. Turret towers here, 6 turrets on the side there. There's even a few hidden turrets which you can't actually see, but I'm not going to show you all of that stuff. We've got one of our vaults over there. Those things have 50,000 health, so obviously quite difficult to raid. And this is our base area. Not really going to show you too much. I mean, of course it's honeycombed. You probably will see inside of here. It's honeycombed and double layered all over, so if you don't know how to do double layering, all you do is put a fence foundation on the edge here. I can actually show you outside. And like I said, I'm sorry there's not that much PvP in this episode, but a lot of people want to see about this base defense stuff and like how to make bases that are hard to raid. And a lot of people need these tips, guys, based on what I've seen on this server. So here you go. This is a fence foundation. So this is the beginnings of us expanding a bit more vertically or horizontally even. And we're going to put walls on both sides of that fence foundation. That will allow us to double layer as well as our honeycomb that we've got going on. Now the foundations are a little bit exposed here. I think I'm going to try and end up putting some more foundations down so they are not as exposed. Got tripwire alarms as well if anyone comes to raid. I mean, to be fair, if they get to this point, then we've had to have killed so many things that I don't think that tripwire alarm is going to be needed, but it's a bit of fun. We've got our crops here on the inside. Some people don't know, but you don't need crops to be outside. I've seen people say before, like, how come you're managing to do crops inside? You don't need to do crops or plant species X outside. You can do both of them inside. You even need to water them remotely, which you can do. You just go up to them. You can put your canteen in them or whatever, and then you can remotely use it. So you just do that, and you press right trigger, and you can keep them watered. So I've quite often done that to grow plant species inside my base where I don't have taps. Or like we've done, you can use your tap system, your irrigation system to keep them watered. Now, the actual frame rate inside this base is terrible for the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro runs ARK so nicely, but we've absolutely killed the frame rate here with this base. And it's worth mentioning, actually, as I go around doing this, here are some forges for nice metal smelting. I think we've actually should have quite a bit of metal in there, because I went and farmed some last night. Yeah, but it's worth mentioning, we've painted this all black for 2 reasons, really. Number 1, it looks super cool. And number 2, it stops it being so shiny in here, like really reflective. Now I do get some of you people asking in the comment section where this this area is. I'm not going to tell you where this area is. If you find it, you find it. You've got to appreciate that I kind of want to keep it hidden from people who don't know where it is, because this is, you know, it doesn't help us at all to let people know where our base is. We've also got quite a lot of good Argents and Pteranodons on the top. Before I go up there, let me see if there's just anything here worth noting. No, it's just some defences through there. Don't want to explain everything to you guys. But yeah, our water source is coming through from a natural river out there. So you can see our irrigation system covers all of these. Oh no, that was another reason that I put these plant species up the top. It's because when I did this irrigation system up higher, the water actually wouldn't reach all the way down there. So when it comes to these taps, imagine there's a circle around them and the tap is in the middle. That's how the water works. So you can have your whatever you want irrigated above or below them, but there is a certain limit. Like, it doesn't really make much sense, but the water won't go all the way to the ground. It's just how it works. That's another reason why we have that. Preserving bins, obviously, to make jerky and so on. We've got some penguins, which are more just for fun. They look super cool. Mrs. Cobblepot and Cobblepot here. These things should actually be pretty high level now. They're actually holding a little bit of fertilizer as well, which is good. You can never have too much fertilizer, really. I don't really want to show you guys inside. Obviously, I don't. Actually, I can show you. I can show you kind of inside. It's all have me getting up to the top without showing you inside. Right, let me get up to the top and then show you what's going on the top with our birds. Alright, so here we are magically on the top in amongst all of our birds here. Got a nice selection. Rolls Royce is a really nice 150. We didn't actually use kibble on these because we found that we don't really need to, because there's so many Argents in this area that it's not that difficult to actually tame Argents around here. This is Colossus's one. This one's got great melee. I'm sure he wants me to level a bit of speed in that, although I won't level any more. This Pteranodon I've been treating like my own. This is probably our best Pteranodon. When it comes to Pteranodon, I always like to give them 2k health, 3k stamina, and whatever else is a bonus. So I managed to get this bird to those stats, but also I've managed to up its movement speed to 184, which is quite fast for a Pteranodon, and its melee is quite high naturally. So this is a really good Pteranodon. As you can see, a Journeyman's saddle as well, which is providing amazing armor for that thing. Batmobile, this is my personal 150 Argent. I'm just leveling health. This one had actually really decent health, so I wanted to level health in this one. You see, it's nearly got 5k health here, 130 movement speed, which isn't really too bad. Ideally, I like to have 150 movement speed in Argents, but you can't have it all. But they're all a little bit hungry. I probably should get feeding these things. That's going to be one of our daily chores today. And the Lantern, I'm not sure whose that is. I think that is Cadix, and we've got the Jokermobile as Cadix as well. Another decent one. I think this Jokermobile had really nice stats as well. As you can see, pretty similar. Really good melee damage on this one. And it's got nearly 3k stamina. It's got 2k health, which normally isn't too bad. Another Argent there. So we've got a nice selection up here, which we just keep up here. As you can see, they're pretty well protected. To be honest, if anyone gets to this stage where they can actually do damage to these things, they've done a good job, and they probably deserve to get a few kills. Let's see if I can jump off here. Oh no, I wanted to get Quetztavis. I wanted to get Quetztavis so I could start doing some metal. Right, let me see if I can whistle him off. This is a little bit tricky, but where is it? Quetztavis is on the edge here. So Quetztavis, a bit of a weird name, you might think. What the heck? Why the heck have you called it Quetztavis? Oh, there you go. I wonder if it'll fly. I don't think it will manage to fly off on its own because it's going to get blocked by the plant species. But sometimes it does manage to fly off on its own. But yeah, Quetztavis is basically an Argentavis with the weight very similar to a Quetz. This is actually... see if we'll get up there. Right, it won't get up there. Right, so let me climb back up there, and then I'll go and get Quetztavis. So here we've got Quetztavis, and we've got the Dire Quetz as well. And you can see this Quetztavis, we've leveled basically nothing but weight, and it's got over 1,000 weight, so super good for farming. So what I'm going to do now is the daily metal collection. I do this every single time I log on, and quite a few times as I'm playing. Hopefully I can get the Dire Bear out here, because I'm going to use the Dire Bear to go and get the wood, because it is super useful for collecting the wood. So let me just work this out here, and I'll show you how it can be really effective. So another plus point about being in this area is you actually get some redwood trees down here, which give you so much wood, and the Dire Quetz just makes farming them super easy. So to actually spot which ones are the redwood trees, they're the ones with these branches that come off the side like that. So these naked branches like that, that is how you identify the redwood style trees. I mean, obviously they're huge as well. Don't want to get too close. But if you play it right, you can get nice and close. So make sure I can access the bear. Let's see, there we go. I can access it there, and I can get to the tree. So let's hit away. Now, it is on 3 times gather rate, I believe, at the moment. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's definitely on the boosted gather rate. So you're going to see we're going to get a crazy amount of wood from this one tree, which makes collecting wood ready for burning super easy. Now, you can, of course, just get spark powder, but we want to get wood because we are trying to make lots of gunpowder for more auto turret bullets and all that good stuff. And there you can see already we've managed to fill up this thing with nearly 400 weight of wood. Go to the next one, same old deal, and then just repeat this process, and then we're going to smish all this in the forges ready to burn some metal. Well, what do you know? I've actually gone and got all of this wood, and then I've looked inside here, and there's a ton of wood already here. What an absolute idiot. I didn't even need to go out and get that wood. However, it's going to be useful. We do actually have a wood chest inside the base, which I can go and fill up now with all the wood that I went and got. So, yeah, this is the daily glamorous life that goes on behind the PvP videos, guys. So I spend a lot of my time doing all of these daily chores. I want you guys to have a little look inside and behind what we actually do, because you can sometimes look at the PvP videos and be like, oh man, all it is just going around and smishing people, but without all the hard work that goes into making the base secure, that it goes into expanding the base, you just cannot go and do the PvP. And that's where I see a lot of these people who are going wrong, really, who are on this server and we managed to raid. They just do not focus hard enough on their bases. And of course, we're vulnerable to getting raided like anyone else, but I feel like now our base is at the point where if someone managed to raid this, even if we were offline, you know, they've earned it. It's a super hard raid now, this base. For many people, unless they had a ridiculous amount of tames and stuff, which they might do if they transferred from another base, from another server or whatever. But from what we've seen from people on here, don't really see that as an issue. So now we've got plenty of wood in here. Really, you should just put loads of wood in there and get it burning, just because it's going to get you more charcoal, really, for gunpowder. But now I'm going to go and use Quetz Tavis and go and collect us some metal. So conveniently near our base there are 2 locations where you can go and get metal. Obviously when you're choosing a base location, how much metal you can get to and access is an important factor, and fortunately there is some areas around here. Now there are better areas on this map for metal than this, but I found that this was enough, and especially at the moment it's on 3 times gather rate, it's really decent. So obviously the way I collect my metal, ideally I like to be close to the bird so I don't have to move, but I just fill myself up, and then normally once you're actually over encumbered, if you just drop the stone, if you're not particularly bothered about the stone at that moment in time, let's get a little bit more, then you should be about the right weight to still be able to move. I can carry about 150 raw metal and still move. That's like I do that. Know your limits, about 150 before I have to stop, and you'll be absolutely okay. So we've got 42 there, 53. You can see obviously it counts up nicely. Now these aren't even rich metal nodes, 130. Let's not push it there on the next one. So just going to drop that stone. Obviously other times it might be worth you keeping the stone. But yeah, this is actually a really good amount of metal. On a normal ×1 server, this isn't a great amount of metal. Obviously it would be a third of what I'm about to get, but at the moment this is doing us just fine. It was quite difficult, as you can see if you look at our base, which I'm sure you just did because I just made the first like however long of the video at the base. There is a lot of metal there. What can I say? There is a huge amount of metal there, so it did take quite a long time. My word, and a lot of this kind of activity, me walking super slow, so that was difficult. But now we're at the point where the base is actually at the kind of point where we like to have it, and everything else on top is almost a bit like superficial. We're all good here. Damn, you see this thing's got only 600 weight of metal in already. And yeah, there is one other spot around here. This spot is so cool. There's loads of penguins around here, which is obviously great for not only organic polymer but raw prime meat, which is super useful end game kind of stuff. But yeah, there's another little collection of metal over here. Gonna grab this and then we'll head back and start it smelting. Alright, so I've got my metal now and I'm just filling up these forges with the metal, and while I'm doing this I just wanted to mention that this is an important part of PvP. I know a lot of you guys like watching PvP videos because you're like, oh, there's action, we get to see people getting raided, it helps us with raids and all that kind of thing, but don't get too carried away with the idea of raiding people in PvP, guys. ARK is a game where defense is as important as attack. It's not like a game like, I don't know, a normal FPS shooter or something where it's all about who has the best gun skill, or it's all about just attack, attack, attack. This is a vital part of the long-term game plan, and I'd say one of the biggest skills in ARK PvP is the ability to prioritize what's important and what's not. Like, what is going to stop you from being raided and allow you to make the most of the situation long term. I see a lot of people wasting time on getting tames that aren't going to help them, building way too big. Like, you should always build small and then expand. This base was originally a 2x3 metal shack, and that's always how we do it. We build super small, then expand from there. So think about that when if you want to go and play ARK and you want to go and play on PvP servers, and if you want to survive long term. Now, some of you obviously have the advantage over me, where I'm obviously targeted by people a lot more than any of you guys would be. For the most part, you won't be as targeted as a player like me would be, because obviously there's people on here who want to see me do badly because they just like the idea of, like, you know, wiping a YouTuber or whatever. You know, it's part of it. But when you play, as long as you keep relatively friendly, you should be okay. But bear in mind as well, there is a lot of politics on official PvP servers. Now, it's funny actually, because although we're not the most liked tribe on the server, loads of people like the idea of killing us, and we're super aggressive at times, so obviously people generally don't like us for that, but we are consistent. You'll get a lot of people on PvP servers pretend to be friendly, and they'll pretend to have your best interests in mind, but then when it comes down to it, they will backstab you. That is one thing we generally don't do. We do not backstab people. We're open that everyone is our enemy, because we've just learned after playing lots and lots of PvP that you can't trust people. It's PvP. I mean, if you want to trust people, it might help you, and it might help you long term, short term even, but always remember, especially if you don't know people that well, they probably don't have your interests at heart, so you have to play it in a way that just means that you are going to be doing what's best for you. So I don't know, I see a lot of people like trying to be friendly with each other, and they're like, oh, why did you raid us, and bloody blah. It's like, damn son, you can't play a PvE server, a PvP server, and just expect everyone is not gonna be after you. You know, there are a lot of people who are quite naive in that sense, but they will learn, and that's all part of it. And that's why, as someone who has got thousands of hours in PvP servers on both console and on PC, on boosted servers and official servers, I'd like to give you guys that little bit of advice and just tell you how it realistically is. You know, it's PvP isn't a particularly safe space for people. You will get your hopes and dreams crushed, but maybe that's not for you. But if it is, for me personally, it's where the real addictive area of ARK is, because on PvE, don't get me wrong, it's fun, and if you like just building stuff, and if you like exploring, and you're new to the game, PvE can be especially fun. But once you're more experienced and you feel like you know the game, the ability to try and kind of pit your wits against other players can be very fun and addictive, and I prefer console for that, which is something that some people don't really understand when they play PC. The PC servers and the PC community is a cool community, and don't get me wrong, I've got a beastly gaming PC, so I absolutely love it when I jump on PC. Super high frame rates, all of the mods, all of that business. But the console community is just a little bit more, I don't know, it almost feels a little bit more balanced. You know, everyone's on the same system. You know that doing cheats is a lot more difficult on PC, and on console even, than it is on PC. And also a lot more people just tend to like speak your language. On the PC version, there's a lot of like Chinese and Asian players who you can't even communicate with because the symbols in chat don't even respond, and obviously the Russian people as well. If you don't speak Russian, you don't know, and they often quite have super mega dominating tribes. So I tend to find the community is a bit fairer on PvP for PC, which is why I play a lot of it. Those of you who know I have PC as well and ask why I tend to play on console. Not only, of course, a lot of you play on console as well, but I just generally like the community a bit better on the console when it comes to PvP servers for sure. Right, I've actually got a fair bit of meat here, so if you're wondering what I'm doing, obviously I'm collecting some prime meat and I'm collecting some raw meat. I'm managing to get myself a little bit of polymer at the same time, just because you do manage to get that as you do that, but I'm not too worried about the polymer right now. As you can see, this area is great for penguins. This little river is quite interesting, actually. It doesn't actually affect you at all whatsoever. It doesn't actually act like a body of water normally does. You just run straight for it, so that's cool. Yeah, let's go and... Oh my god, where is that thing gone? That's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. Right, let's get a few more. And yeah, then we're going to cook up a bit of this. Going to cook the prime first. We're going to throw some of it in the feeding trough as well. And we're going to throw some of it in the industrial cooker. So, loads of tames are good for this kind of behaviour. Where's the body? Where's the body? There it is. Why can't I get that? There we go. Yeah, obviously direwolves are great for this. Saber-tooths are great for this. Even a thing like a raptor, if you don't have these kinds of things. T-Rexes are okay, but they don't have great stamina. And you can see this direbear actually has pretty good stamina. We're about to run out, but pretty decent stamina on the direbear. So let's get cooking this. You can see we've got quite a few layers here of behemoth gates. They're quite easy to put up, especially with the super high gather rate at the moment. But we do plan on turning these to metal, but... Oof, getting metal behemoth gates in this area where we don't have access to a huge amount of metal is not going to be easy. So what I'll do is get this thing a little bit closer, so ideally I don't have to move. Oh, geez, I think I've gone too far, Mr. Bear. I've gone too far. Should have called him Paddington, really. I used to watch Paddington Bear as a kid. Right, so what I'm going to do is fire up the grill. Yeah, nice. We've got get something in there. That bear head's knocking me all over the place. Mr. Bear, please. Turn that on. I'm actually thirsty. Where's a tap I can get to here? I can probably jump up there and get to one of those taps. Let's have a look. Up here and saved. Beautiful. Right, let's get some meat in there. We're going to get the prime in first. I'm not too bothered about the prime. So if you didn't know, you can type in whatever you want to grab. Prime. If I actually were to get loads of prime meat for a particular reason right now, I'd be doing this a lot quicker. But I'm not too fussed at the moment. This is just more to show you guys what we get up to with our daily activities that we've got to do here on the farm. Now, you can just do transfer all, which probably would work pretty well right there. But let's just transfer that prime. See how much we've got. Oh, we've got a fair amount. A lot of it goes off in about a minute. So I think we'll probably be able to get about 40 or 50 pieces. The prime meat actually cooks quite fast, which is a plus sign. But while I've got prime, I like to do this. Now, what do you want cooked prime meat for? Might be a good question. Cooked prime meat is not only an okay alternative if you can't get raw prime meat for a tame. It's not ideal. It's not actually great at all. But it's also used in a lot of recipes. It's used in mind wipes. It's used in a lot of kibbles. And it's used to make prime meat jerky, which is a kibble for the bigger and better dino. So it's always nice to have a nice amount of cooked prime meat available. I think actually I'm making these ones. Yeah, these ones are going to spoil because I keep replacing them. These ones down here. And even the ones that we don't manage to actually get, they're going to end up being spoiled meat, which is never a bad idea to have spoiled meat around, obviously to make yourself loads of narcotics. So I think we're going to let the rest of this spoil. It's only got normal, well, it's only about 20 seconds, which I don't think is going to allow it to cook in time. So now we're going to grab the normal meat. And actually we didn't have much normal meat there, so we're going to grab this. Transfer, I wonder if I transfer all, if it will do just the prime. No, it's done the normal. That's good. The prime's about to go off anyway. You can see there, spoiled meat. Now, the normal meat takes quite a while to cook, so I'm going to leave that to cook. I'm going to let this just become spoiled, which it will do any second. And I might actually take just a few of these out and throw them in our feeding trough. So I'm a little bit worried about some of the animals might be starving. So let's have a little look around. Always a good idea to check. I mean, we don't actually have loads of feeding troughs. This is another thing that if you've got a big tribe or lots of tames even, maybe not even a big tribe. We don't also have a big tribe. We've got quite a big base here. To check on how hungry everything is now and then. Sometimes things don't watch. Like, this thing isn't close enough to the feeding trough to actually feel the effects of it. These things are. You can see the feeding trough. Everything that's on top there is. And putting a load of meat in here will give you a good idea of how hungry everything. You see everything's turned to spoiled. I bet if I just throw this in, it's just going to absolutely disappear. Although, it seems to be not at the moment. So most things are okay. Most things are okay. Now, my raw prime meat. I haven't actually got any spark in there, so I'm just going to throw my cooked prime meat in our fridge to allow it to keep for quite a while. I should probably sort out the crops as well. This is getting quite full, this fridge. So you see we've got cooked prime jerky, we've got cooked beef jerky and prime jerky as well in here. We'll probably do with a bit more prime jerky. We've only got 18, so I'm actually going to set that up in a minute. It's another job for me to do. I don't think I'll... Actually, maybe I'll let you guys watch me do that. Let's make this a super long episode. I know it's Christmas. Some of you guys are probably just sitting at home, not much to do. And honestly, guys, I would love to just live stream this and just play this for you guys all day. And I know a lot of you would like to watch that, but I just cannot do that because people on the server would just constantly stalk us and they would have a massive advantage on us knowing where we are at all times. So, hey, why don't I show you guys... show me setting that up for you guys and how we make our prime meat jerky. I'm sure a lot of you know how to make it. Let's grab all of that. Now see, we've almost got too much here. We could do with making another fridge. I might do that soon. I might throw the other things in a preserving bin. See, this is like full up here. This is crazy. Can't even throw all this stuff in here. See if we've got anything in here which you don't really need. I mean, bug repellent, does that even go off? Takes a long time to go off. I don't know why I've got bug repellent. I mean, it's good for taming some things, but what else we got in here? It doesn't really need to be here. This food I don't think needs to be in here. It goes off. That takes ages to go off. So let's take out my superfoods. We'll put in these perishables because these things actually go off quite quickly. Also, Citronals and that. You see there, one will go off every couple of minutes. I mean, once we put it in the refrigerator, it takes a couple of hours for each piece to go off. And the higher you stack these things, the better. So obviously, that was just a stack of 10. Probably not great to have a stack of 10 there. But you want to stack them in hundreds if you can. They're okay like that. Got my superfoods here, which I'm sure you guys know about. I think in the next episode, I'm going to go and try and troll some people with the double XP burgers. Those of you who watched the last episode will know what I'm on about when I'm saying the double XP burgers. I'm just going to throw these things in here. That's not a problem. I don't think we'll have any spark powder because that is one thing that kind of annoying to get, so we quite often don't have spark powder. I don't think we do. I'm pretty sure there's narcotic in these bottom two because I was working on that last night. Yep, narcotic and that. Right, so we need spark powder and we need oil, and then we can get some more prime meat jerky going. So let's go use the I'm going to use the Quetz Bear, whatever I call it, Quetz Bear. And let's go get some stone and flint. Actually, let's check inside if I've got some stone and flint. I've actually got a storage area in here. Ooh, bit controversial. Going to show you some of the inside the base, but yeah, there's a storage area in here. It's nothing too crazy. It's not got anything great in, so I don't want to show you this area. Obviously, everything's super double layered. This is our materials bit. You have to like run and jump over there. It's kind of annoying. Right, so do we have much? I don't think we will have. We've got stone. Yeah, that's good. Just need like 400 stone. Let's just carry... Well, we can carry that much. Have we got a flint chest? Oh, damn, we don't actually have a flint chest. If we had a flint chest, it probably wouldn't have anything in anyway. So let's just drop this stone here. If you didn't know, when it comes to spark powder, you want 400 stone and 800 flint to make the most of it. But we'll pick up some stone anyway just by collecting flint. So we'll put 300 in there. And let's go get some flint and get this crack-a-lacking. So we got some spark powder going. I bet we've got oil in here, actually. Have we stored some oil in here? Or is it all about the place? No, I think he's actually been using it to make gasoline. So let's see if the bugs have a little bit of oil. So if you didn't know how to make prime meat jerky, it is just oil, spark powder, and then cooked or prime meat. Oh, the other one's in there as well. Can I get to this little one at the back? Come on. Normally you can access these. Ah, no, that one's going to be a bit awkward. I don't need loads of oil anyway, so let's just get these here. I should really redo the dung beetles, but I'm not actually desperate for more fertilizer at the moment. You can see they've got so much fertilizer in them that they're going to be absolutely fine for a while. So we've got some oil. I like to... What I might do is I might split it. Might even split the prime meat jerky so it makes quicker. Let's take all of our oil and let's just split it evenly between the two. So how much have we got? No, I didn't want to do that. Bring it back here, thank you. So let's do that. We have got... Okay, so split that stack. Boom. Split that stack. Boom. So 64 in each. Our cooked prime... Oh, there was already something here. Okay, interesting. Our cooked prime will be in the thingy here. Let's do it alphabetically so we can see really how much we've got. Cook prime. Well, we've got a decent amount of cook prime there. We don't need any normal meat jerky. We should have a bit of spark made now. A couple hundred will do us for a bit. That'll last us a little while until I get a chance to make some more. Probably going to be making a lot of spark today, guys. That's probably going to be my job today. Not feeling too well, so we'll have to see. Right, so we'll throw that in there. Let's throw half of that and then Alright, so oil, spark, that'll make us some primary jerky. And that is the next thing of the day done. So another thing done. I mean, the list just goes on forever, guys. I'd really like to put more bullets in these turrets today. I'd like to get even more metal going. I'd like to go get some more tames today, like another high-level T-Rex. I don't know, but I just wanted to do this episode today to give you guys a general idea of the work that goes into these videos in general. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I don't make videos of normally, and I probably won't do too many videos like this in the future. It will be the raiding stuff, but just so you guys can appreciate what goes into it, so you don't just watch the PvP videos and think, oh, I can just go and do that. I can just play for a couple hours a day and just go PvP and all that. If you really want to have a strong PvP presence, you've got to be dedicated. You've got to have some dedicated players with you as well if you want to build big. And just remember, the bigger you build and the bigger your ambitions, the more time you're going to have to spend. So keep that in mind. But either way, I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas, and I'm sorry that I didn't upload in quite a few days. And today's secret word is going to be the word cold, because I've got a cold, and I'm hoping that the cold is going to be gone by tomorrow. So write that in your comment down below if you did make it all the way to the end of the video. Huge thanks for watching, guys, especially those who do make it to the end. And that's it for today. I'll see you all next time.